Hey, this is B-Dub, and welcome to a new episode of Clearing Out My Head. Now, you heard the term mental load, and it's not just doing chores, but keeping track of it all. And moms are shouldering way more of it. A new study asked 322 moms, who's handling more of the mental load when it comes to 30 common household tasks? And they said that they're handling the majority of it for 29 tasks. So here are the top 10 tasks moms say they are keeping track of way more than dads. And let's see how they compare to my wife and myself. Number 1, medical stuff like remembering your kid's doctor and dentist appointments. Now, when it comes to appointments around here, I probably take care of the dentist and orthodontist appointments more because I'm taking Brittany to them. Tanisha probably takes care of her doctor's appointments more with making the appointments, and we split the time of taking her. So it's pretty evened out with that when it comes to the doctor and dentist appointments. Number 2, paying attention to their mental health. I would probably say Tanisha is more, she's more into her mental health than I am, because I'm trying to take care of my own mental health, let alone trying to take care of Brittany's. So Tanisha probably pays attention to Brittany's mental health a little bit more than I do. Number 3, tidying up. When it comes to tidying up, now I've said before that Tanisha is a deep cleaner. I mean, she'll get down and clean when she really wants to. When it comes to tidying up, I probably do a lot of it as well, just because, if I see something that is laid out that someone didn't throw away or put in the recycling, I may, just straighten stuff up just to get them off the island. If I'm going to be using the island to cook, I want to make sure that stuff are cleared off. And so I will probably tidy up a lot while I'm doing that. So number 4, bringing stuff with you when you go out, like remembering the diaper bag. Well, of course, we don't use a diaper bag anymore. Brittany's been potty trained since she was 1 or 2 years old. So we don't have to worry about that. But we do make sure that when we leave the house, depending on what we're doing, she has, like if we're going to swimming, she has her swim bag. If she's, if we're going to someone's house, if she wants to take something with her, like if she's going to the babysitters and stuff like that. So it's, a lot of times when she's going to the babysitter, it's in the morning, so Tanisha's with her. So she probably takes care of it. But if it's like swimming or something, I take care of that. But that's actually going into our next one, number 5, extracurriculars, that not including sports. So things like piano lessons. Now, Brittany's done swimming lessons. She's doing swimming lessons right now. She's done volleyball. She's done basketball, practice, or whatever, basketball club, whatever they have it at the Y, because it's not actually like a team thing. And she's done gymnastics. Tanisha is the one that normally signs her up for a lot of these. And I'm the one that, like with swimming, I'm the one that takes her every week. And that's kind of our routine. We get up, because it's Sunday morning. So we get up, I make her breakfast, I make myself something. We get dressed, we leave, and go up to swimming, and then we come home about noon. So, but that's kind of the routine with that. So when it comes to extracurriculars, Tanisha sets it up, and I'm the one that normally takes her. Number 6, their social lives, including play dates. Of course, Brittany hasn't had a play date in forever, but she does play outside with her friends. And we both, Tanisha and myself, kind of keep track of who she's playing with, where she's at, and stuff like that, because you never know nowadays what trouble they can get into or what can happen to them. So we have to really keep an eye on her, so she doesn't wander off, first of all. So, but yeah, we also want to keep track when it comes to social life, making sure of, who her friends are. We kind of want to get to know them as well. And Tanisha's probably a little bit more into that than I am, but I listen to her conversation she has with her on her Google Meets with her friends, just to see what they're talking about. So number 7, keeping track of your shared calendar. Our shared calendar is part of my calendar as well. So, I mean, there's maybe appointments on there, but I may have some my own stuff on there, like my own appointments, or phone calls or, stuff I have to do, tasks and stuff like that. So I look at mine daily. And like I said, our share calendar is hooked up to that. So we may both put stuff on there, but, we both, I'll keep track of it a little bit more. Number 8, packing lunches. Now, Brittany is pretty much, she started to buy, but when she was packing, we'd always pack her lunch the night before. And we let, when she got old enough, we were letting her do it so she could pretty much, it was like a chore. It was like her responsibility, but we still double checked to make sure she wasn't just taking all junk food, that it was more of a balanced meal. So, we pretty much, have a both of us. I mean, I probably helped her more than Tanisha did, but, we both kept an eye on it. Number 9, helping with homework. Now, she doesn't really have much homework that she brings home, but we do keep track of what she's doing at school, and the teachers help out with that a lot. The teachers in our school district, are always sending us messages, not personally, but just sending messages out about what, work they're doing in class, and, what if they've had to bring stuff home. We always remind Brittany, did you get this done? And if she said, no, or she's working on it and stuff like that. So we try to keep up on what she's doing with her schoolwork and her homework. Number 10, extracurriculars that are related to sports. I've already kind of gone over this already when it comes to that, so I'm not going to go anymore. Here are a few more things. Moms say they're handling bath time, potty training, babysitters, meals, laundry, groceries, the mail, getting your kids ready for school, and helping in the middle of the night. Well, of course, bath time, she's old enough to kind of be able to bathe herself, but we still have to remind her, and Tanisha probably does that a little bit more than I do when it comes to that. Potty training, like I said, she's been potty trained since she was 1. My biggest thing with her is making sure she flushes the toilet after she's done using the bathroom. That's the biggest thing that we both get on her for. Babysitters, it depends on who we're going to really have watching her. If it's my parents, I will talk to them. If it's, somebody else, Gia may, not Gia, Tanisha may, but it really depends on that. We're kind of 50-50 with that. Meals, I do most of the cooking, and I usually set up with the other thing, groceries. I'm the one that does a majority of the grocery shopping. So whatever I'm buying for the week is what I'm going to be making for that week, so I kind of set up my meal plan when I'm, before I go to the grocery store of what I'm going to be making for that week. So I got both of those pretty much handy. Laundry, we all do our own laundry. Tanisha does her own laundry. I do my own laundry. Gia does her own laundry. And we kind of, and Brittany's clothes are mostly done when Tanisha's doing hers, but I may throw some of her stuff in with mine if I have room. But yeah, we all do our own laundry. The mail, I'm the one that gets the mail majority of the time. I may not get it every day, but I get it, every now and then. So it just depends. Getting your kids ready for school. Well, I'm not here in the morning, so Tanisha kind of takes care of that more than I do. And it just all depends when it comes down to that. So she would do that. Next, helping in the middle of the night. That is, she may come to either one of us when it comes to that. Probably Tanisha more than I do, but that doesn't mean that I can't help out if needed. Next, the only task dads carry most of the mental load on is taking out the trash. Well, yeah, I take out the trash and the recycling. That's pretty much my job, if you want to call it that. So, yes, I take care of that. Because Tanisha always like, that trash smells, once you take it out. And I'm like, all right, even though I may not smell it. But, I'll go ahead and change the bag out and take the trash out so they can. Most moms agree dads also handle a good amount of the mental load when it comes to these 5 things. Fixing stuff around the house, yeah. Paying the bills, correct. Doing the dishes, I do it almost every day, it seems, sometimes more than once. Helping at bedtime, maybe, because most of the time I'm in bed before they are, so I don't help too much. And again, Brittany is old enough that, she can pretty much get ready for bed herself. It's just a matter of making sure that stuff is off and she's not on any electronic devices when she's going to bed. And finally, taking care of the pets. Yes, when we had Lucky, I was the one that took care of him. I fed him. I picked up after him. I mean, he was my dog. So even though he was a family dog, he was still my dog because he would come to me more than anybody else. Now that we have Charlie the cat, she is Brittany's cat. So, and that's what Brittany says. So Brittany is in charge of feeding her, cleaning her kitty boxes, and all that stuff. So that's all Brittany when it comes to taking care of the pets. But I may oversee it a little bit. But anyway, moms estimate that overall they're handling 73% of the mental load, while dads are only handling just 27%. Now, I kind of disagree with that because around our house, like I said, and the way I've been talking, it's more 50-50. We are a team effort here when it comes to the tasks in our home. And sometimes one of us may be doing it more than the other one, but it's still a 50-50 thing when it comes to a lot of things that were on this list. So it may be that way in a lot of households, but it's not that way. It's more 50-50, and that's the way I'm going to stand. But anyway, thanks for listening to this episode of Clearing Out My Head. Don't forget, you can listen to Clearing Out My Head on all major podcasting platforms. Also, you can check out my podcast page on Spotify where you can listen to past episodes. Check out my social media links or leave me a message. But until next time, this is B-Dub. Thanks for listening, and I hope you join me next time as I continue with Clearing Out My Head.
I'm done. So done.
Well, that's our show.
It's over.
What?
It's over. It is over.
Is that it?
That's it.
Everybody still awake?
Will you come on already? I just can't stand these long goodbyes.
All right, big finish.
See you.